Hi everyone. I decided to look at co-teaching for my research. Co-teaching has been on the rise due to policy changes such as the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act, and as well as the increase in diversity in the classrooms that we've been discussing in class. So I wanted to focus on and answer the questions: what are the components and models of co-teaching? Have best practice implementation strategies been determined in the literature? And what are the benefits for both teachers and students? So to co-teach, you must know components and models, but to get the benefits, you have to use best practice implementation strategies. So that's kind of why I focus on all three of those components. So co-teaching has been defined as an approach that allows students to receive specialized services in a general education classroom. It involves two or more teachers, usually a general education teacher and a special education teacher, working collaboratively to deliver instruction to students of various backgrounds and abilities in shared instructional space. Across the literature, three components of co-teaching have been determined. There's co-planning, which is your planning phase, co-instructing, which is actually presenting or teaching the lesson to the students, and co-assessing, which is your reflection phase. Within co-instructing, there are 6 models of co-teaching. Or within co-instruction, there's 6 models. One teach, one observe is when one teacher leads the lesson and the other teacher strategically observes to collect data. One teach, one assist requires one teacher to assume the lead role while the other teacher assists individual students and small groups. And then there's station teaching, where each teacher leads a station. Parallel teaching requires the students to be divided into equal groups, and then each co-teacher teaches a group using the same lesson plan. There's alternative teaching, when one teacher leads the main group and the other instructs the small group. And then there's team teaching, which is when both teachers equally share instructional responsibility during the lesson. This has been described as the end goal of co-teaching because it really requires the most collaboration and the most teamwork. Research has provided no conclusive or statistically significant data on one of these models being better than the other. It really just depends on what you and your co-teacher determine is the best fit for that specific lesson. There is a difference found in how often these models are seen in the classroom. One teach, one observe, and one teach, one assist are commonly found in elementary school classrooms. They require lower levels of collaboration and communication. The implementation strategies that have been identified in the literature, one of the main ones is communication. So communication is key. The communication must be respectful and open. It's a shared space, so both teachers should feel comfortable enough to share their strengths, their weaknesses, new ideas or strategies that they might want to implement, and there should be no judgment. Another way to communicate between co-teachers is through the use of nonverbal cues. So you're working in a classroom with a co-teacher, you don't want to disrupt the whole lesson. You can come up with nonverbal cues to signal when students might need a break or when there's only 5 minutes of the lesson remaining. Organization is also very important. There's research studies and articles that have put out co-planning checklists, which ensure that the teachers really are covering and discussing everything for the lesson prior to the co-instruction phase. And then creating a shared classroom environment is very important. Both teachers should have their names on the door, have their names on letters and on the website, and they both should have their own desk or workspace. This reinforces to the students that there are two teachers, and it also decreases the chance of one of the co-teachers being viewed as more of an aide than a teacher. And co-teacher professional development opportunities and support. So throughout the research I was looking at, a lot of the survey responses from the teachers indicated that they they did want to implement models and components of co-teaching, but they lacked the knowledge to do so efficiently, so they tended to not collaborate or communicate as much as they should. So co-teacher professional development would really help these teachers to learn the strategies and how to effectively implement. So we're going to start with benefits for students. So there have been links to increases in achievement. Trends in this research was conducted by Ronfeld et al. They examined and ran models and different tests on survey data from Miami-Dade County Public Schools. And the trends in data suggested that collaboration has positive effects and is linked to higher achievement gains that are statistically significant. So, collaboration about strategies and curriculum predicted gains in reading, whereas collaboration on student assessment was the strongest predictor of achievement overall. Research explained this link as if co-teachers are highly communicating and collaborating on the end goal or the student assessment, they're going to be able to better lead and guide their students to that end goal, hence the prediction of achievement. Students have also reported more positive classroom experiences. Again, these are self-report data. It's through survey responses. So a study conducted by Conderman followed a co-taught classroom where the teachers had students complete a short survey comparing their co-taught classroom to a non-co-taught classroom. The most popular or most common themes reported was an increased support and an increase in attention and a perceived increase in understanding. So 75% of students felt they could ask more questions, and 68% of students felt that they learned more being in a co-taught classroom. Teachers also gain benefits from a co-taught model. Teachers exposed to higher rates of collaboration have greater rates of improvement. And again, this is by the study conducted by Ronfeld et al. Using the analyzing of that survey response data. Another interesting study that I looked at was by Gallo and Fox. They examined the benefits of co-teaching through a mentor and student-teacher relationship. So the mentor teachers, not the student teachers, the lead teachers in the classroom, reported a renewed energy towards teaching, a sharing of ideas, and a blending of expertise. And the renewed energy was just, they kind of explained it as they were stuck in this routine of just working by themselves. So being able to bounce ideas off another person really made their energy towards teaching increase. Growth and development has also been reported as a benefit by teachers. Again, these are self-response survey questions. So general education teachers have reported learning differentiated instruction strategies through co-planning with special education teachers. And special education teachers have reported learning more grade level content knowledge through co-planning with their general education teachers. So the literature has identified the models and components and started to acknowledge that there are best practice implementation strategies that need to be used consistently. However, I think the most effective implementation strategy right now from my research would be more professional development opportunities on co-teaching models and how to implement it. And the benefits are not causal. There are a lot of self-report survey data where you can't make causal links. However, I think it's a good start, and future research could maybe do more longitudinal studies and examine students in a co-taught classroom versus students who are not in a co-taught classroom. Well, I hope you guys learned a lot, and thank you for listening.